Hello, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, I do a proper, honest, long-term review of the Caberg Duke 2 modular helmet. The good and the bad. Cue the intro. So I've owned the Caberg Duke 2 helmet for nearly 2 years now, and do you know what? I've put it for its paces. There's some absolutely awesome stuff, and there's a couple of things that are a little bit disappointing, but this is my opportunity to give you my Caberg Duke 2 review. So this helmet you can pick up currently for about £155. That, to be honest, is an absolute bargain. I have put a link down in the description to Amazon where you can get one of these ordered. Now, I've put this for a lot of paces, and I really have. All kinds of weather. I've ridden my bike all year round, and there is some seriously positive things about this helmet. At no point has the screen leaked at all. The seal has been really good. It comes as standard with a pin lock. Now, the one thing I will say, I'm actually onto my second pin lock because I do a lot of open face riding with the modular helmet up. I've actually managed to go through when it lost its seal and it literally fell out. So I've had to recently replace that, but the replacement was about 22 quid and it's spot on. But that's because, like I said, I've been riding a lot with it in the up position when I'm doing my vlogs, so I can see out. Now that's one of the really cool things about this helmet. You can legally ride this as an open face helmet because on the side you've got a little clip that you can click into place, and that means that this won't come down again on you. That makes it open face. So you've kind of got the best of both worlds, especially if you're a vlogger and you want to talk to the camera, or at the end of the day you're really hot and you just want to have an open face helmet feel. Bada boom, bada bing. That is pretty cool. Now, I find pressing the button myself really easy to do. I literally can press it, click it up, and as I'm riding along, click it and put it down. If you watch quite a few of my videos, you'll see how easy that is. Now, when it comes down to comfort inside this helmet, I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't say this is super thick and super comfortable, but it's pretty standard, it's pretty good, it's pretty comfortable. Now, in regards to vent, on a hot day, we all suffer from it, and that's why I pick the white helmet, because if you get a black, it literally, you touch it, is roasting. White helmets keep you nice and cool. Now, it's got plenty of vents along the front. It really has nice vents with good airflow. It has a vent on the top that's open and closed, but it has no exhaust vents. So it can get a little bit hot towards the back, but like I said, buying a white helmet really does solve that problem in general. What's pretty cool, and again with the flip front, are you really worried about getting air circulation on a really hot day? You can just flip it open for that little bit of a ride to get that breeze going again. But the air vents are pretty good. Now, the other thing I'll turn around and say, for £155, this has a sharp rating. It's one of the best safety ratings that you can get, and that's a sharp rating of 5. That's as good as it does get. So for £155, safety has been literally, they've thrown safety into this helmet to make sure that it's good. Now, the liner of this, I would say, is okay. It's a little bit cheap feeling. It's not massively thick. It's kind of, if you put comms and stuff in, you can see where there's some gaps, etc. But again, for £155 lid, that's not the end of the world. Like I said, it's not massively thick, but it still feels pretty comfortable to wear. Now, carrying this helmet around, it is not the lightest, I will say. 1,550 grams. It's pretty average for a helmet. Again, it's not a carbon fibre helmet that's dead lightweight. You hardly know it's in your hands, so you do feel it. But once you're going, would I say it gives me neck ache and stuff like that when I'm riding? I'd say no, it doesn't. But you've got to bear in mind, again, this is a plastic helmet. It's not that carbon fibre feel. So, you know, you get what you pay for at the end of the day. It's an average weight helmet. It's not too bad. It's not awful. You can chuck it around. Don't do that, because if you break it, of course, you'll have to replace it with another one. So we've done a lot of talking about the helmet standing around, but let's see what it's like on the bike. Let's go through what you've got to live like it every single day. Let's jump on the bike and check this helmet out. So just before we pull off on the bike, slipping the helmet on is super easy because, again, it's a modular helmet, full face up, no problem at all. And it does feel massively smooth comfortable. After owning this helmet for nearly 2 years, generally it's still holding up pretty well, and again it gets more comfortable as time goes on because the padding gets a little bit more worn. Now, wearing glasses, many of us do. Some of us find that unless they've got special slots that you get on some more of the premium helmets, they tend to push against your sort of side of your head and give you a headache. I can confirm with the Duke 2, it doesn't have a problem. There is no special slots, but it doesn't feel massively forced against the side of your head that's giving you massive head pain every single time you go for a ride. That's also a nice feature. So let me talk through what I think about it riding along. So as I said, when you're riding along, what is really cool about this helmet, it's so easy to put up and down. It's just clonk, full face helmet, done. Being modular again, you're at traffic lights, you're sitting there and you're going, do you know what, I'm really hot, I want to open my visor for a few minutes, or if you're a vlogger like me, I want to do a piece to camera, you can just click the button, pop it up, boom. Open face helmet. The beauty of the modular, it locks on the side with the clip, and it's perfectly safe and legal to ride. How many modular helmets click into place to make it an open face helmet? This is the only one I can think of that actually has that locking mechanism that makes it legal. That is really, really cool. I generally think that's the best feature of this helmet. So good that I've actually been given a carbon fibre helmet, a Shark Carbon, to review for a magazine called Ride, where I wrote a review on that helmet. And that's triple the cost of this. And this is my go-to because this is my vlogger's helmet, it's my comfortable helmet, it's my all-year helmet. It just does an absolutely awesome job. Happy days. Now, like everything, there is some ups and downs. Now, if you give it a little bit of beans, as we do, if you were cruising along, say doing a 60, and you were bombing along, there is a little bit of wind noise. Like I said, the padding's not the thickest in the world, and you do hear that wind noise. And if you're on a long journey, I'd generally turn around and say grab yourself a pair of earplugs, because it will cure it. It really will cure it. But for every day bombing along riding, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It does the job perfectly. But at speed, you're going to get that wind hit. You're going to get that whoosh in your ears, and it is going to get annoying. So it is a bit of a down feature. It is not the quietest helmet at all. So another really cool thing about this helmet is it's got the quick release strap for when you're doing up the helmet and undoing the helmet. It's like a seat belt in a car. You just click it, it pops off. Happy days. No having to like thread it through the O-rings and peeing around with any of that stuff. I love that feature because it just takes away, 20 seconds of trying to fiddle to get it on and get it off. That's quite nice. Now, the pin lock, like I said, in this, I have gone through too. It does fit really easy. You wouldn't clip the visor like all pin locks. You click it into place. The Duke 2 does now come with the pin lock included, where some at this price range don't, and you have to pay for it. Even the Duke 1 originally, and I believe when the Duke 2 first came out, didn't have the pin lock in the box. It does come now as standard. Massive bonus there. But if you're going to ride it open face like I do, to get shots in all weathers and stuff like that, do expect to go through a pin lock every single year. Now, most people replace their helmets, in reality, every 2 to 3 years. Some people replace it every 5 years. But if you look like that, you're going to be looking at replacing the pin lock every year. Say you keep it free, that's 3 replacements. Bear that in mind if you're going to ride it like I do, like this, with it up quite a lot of the time. Okay, so I'm going to do that thing. What basically means I'm going to teach everybody how to suck eggs out there. I'm going to tell everybody what they already know, but it is important to say, when you buy a new helmet, it is really, really important you go to a proper shop and try it on. Make sure it fits your head properly, because everybody comes in different shapes and sizes. Now, I'd say I'm just the average round-headed, big-brained, very intelligent, very good-looking person, and this helmet fits me really well. I will say that it is quite close to my chin, and I would say having this massive squirrel shoved in my helmet to do with my comms and the way I'm communicating with you right now does push a little bit against my face, but without this, it is a nice fit. Snug, but nice fit. Now, the sidekick to the channel, the guy that basically I send off to do lots of different things like build stuff and fix stuff and make coffee and stuff like that, when he was looking for a new helmet, he basically tried on the Duke 2 and he found it that it was just too claustrophobic, too close to his chin, and he ended up going for the HJC. So again, I really would suggest that you go and try it on first, or at least order it from somewhere where you know you can send it back if it doesn't fit properly, and somewhere where ideally you get free return, because the last thing you do is get it back and go, actually this doesn't fit me properly. But again, I'm teaching you how to suck eggs, but it is a very valid point. And another thing to bear in mind, and it really is worth bearing in mind, okay, that the comms I'm using this, and a lot of us use different comms from Cardo to Senna. Now I've got the Senna, I've got the 10C Pro, and what I'm trying to say is that where you put the speakers inside, a lot of helmets have cutouts now where you can just slot them in. Happy days. This doesn't, so you do have to juggle around with it a little bit to find where to put the ears in it, and it's quite tight when you're running through something like a boom mic like this as well. But it does fit. Now it's in place, it's super comfortable, and I don't know it's there again other than the big squirrel hanging out the side of here. But without that on, it does fit really nicely, really smoothly. It does work, just a little bit of fiddling and a little bit more again than some of the Premier lids. But again, 155 quid. It works, it does the job. Now, as standard, it does come with inbuilt sunglasses. The sun visor that comes down, I mean, I like that. I love that about any helmet. Because I wear glasses, it nicely goes over my glasses. So when you're getting absolutely dazzled by the sun, you're going, whoa! You can pop that down and it's there and it works really well. And if you don't wear glasses, having it open face and popping that down stops the wind from getting in your eyes, and then it stops you blinking like a crazy man and looking like you're crying. That's another cool feature. So it really does come action-packed. It is an awesome helmet. A 5-star sharp rating. Safety is key for 155 quid. And I've had it for nearly 2 years and it's still going strong. It's got the built-in sun visor that goes up and down. Happy days. Perfect on that sunny weather. Plus the ultimate, the modular helmet. It's not just the modular, is it? Because you can lock it into place up and it becomes an open face helmet that you can legally ride on the road as an open face helmet because it locks into place. And that's in the UK and probably many other countries that has a law that says you can't ride with a modular up unless it locks into place. They have fixed that. And then of course when you do close it and make it into a full face helmet, it doesn't leak in any bad weather. I've not experienced a drip of water. I generally think this helmet covers so much. Okay, there is a few things that don't make it the most ultimate perfect helmet. You know, at the end of the day, the liner could be a little bit nicer, it could be a little bit more thicker, it could be just that little bit better. It lets it down a little bit. The pin lock going through, you know, on my second one in 2 years is a little bit frustrating and annoying because I really wanted it to last throughout the time that I own the helmet. And you know what I mean? It probably doesn't feel like the most expensive, flashy helmet in the world either. But again, for 155 quid, it ticks an unbelievable amount of boxes that you'd pay an incredible amount of money for. And the big question is, would I buy the Caberg Duke 2 helmet again? For what I do, for vlogging, for an all sort of year-round use helmet, 100% I would. This really is an 11 out of 10 helmet. It does tick so many boxes. It does something that a lot of helmets can't do. It clicks into place and makes it into an open face helmet that's safe to ride, as best as safe open face helmets can be. I would generally recommend buying the Caberg Duke 2 as your everyday helmet, 100%. And of course, if you're anything like me, you'll have a little selection of helmets. But what you'll find is the Caberg 2 Duke will become your everyday, every use helmet. But after 2 years, yeah, I'd buy it again. If this broke tomorrow, I'd probably just go and buy another Caberg Duke 2. Because it just does everything that I need it to do. Well, there you go. The Caberg Duke 2 helmet really is an awesome modular helmet. In 2 years of owning it, it has been really good. It's held up really well. I am impressed, and I would generally go and buy another one because it just, for me, ticks so many boxes. It really does. Well, anyway, I've put a link down in the description for anybody that's interested in going on Amazon and purchasing a Duke 2. But as always, I would recommend going to a proper bike shop, trying on the helmet, making sure it's comfortable and fits correct for you. Anyway, I want to say a massive thank you to my patrons. These are the people that support the channel every single month. They get to see the video videos first, the daft nuts adventures that we do on this channel as well. They get to comment first, they get their names in the credits. Without them, we couldn't keep this channel going the way that we do. So thank you to every single one of my patrons. I really appreciate your support. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so, because you don't want to miss out on all the crazy adventures we have on these channels. We've done things like taking scooters to the end of the world, riding it across a beach, jumping over a human being on the most dodgiest board in the entire world, and of course our nuts adventures on the monkey cycle, where we've taken it off-road, taken it mountains. We've done some nut stuff, and we've got some cracking stuff coming from the future, including one of the most dangerous roads in the UK. So like I said, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, this really is the time to hit it, that bell button, and you won't miss out on another episode. Please don't forget to leave us a thumbs up and a nice comment before you disappear. And if you're interested in any of the Helmet Head merchandise, the cool t-shirts, the water bottles, the mug that can turn water into wine, not proven, guaranteed in any way, it's all available in our merchandise shop. There's all the links down in the description, from the Facebook page to the Instagram. It's all there. Go and check it all out. Now, we live by three very important things on this channel, the three words of wisdom, the gospel of life, and that's eat pie, ride motorcycles, and be happy. I'll see you in the next bonkers Helmet Head adventure. Bye bye for now.